What is healing to you?
So, from my perspective, illness is a call for us to take action. Illness highlights the necessity and inevitability, if you will, of an existential shift that we all have to go through in order to live more authentically, more in tune with ourselves, and more aligned with our true core values. And we don't really do that unless something malfunctions. And what I mean is that, when was the last time you thought about your digestive system or liver or any other organ, even your shoulders? We don't really necessarily pay attention to ourselves and our body as such unless it malfunctions, unless there is pain. And when there is pain, it essentially, our body's communicating, the mind is calling for us to pay attention, utilizing the body as its canvas.
It makes a lot of sense, though. Why do we do that? Why do we tend not to pay attention to the body?
I live and practice in Boston, Massachusetts, and as such, I use a lot of baseball analogy. My apologies in advance, but I tell people, that we grow up in a way looking at a baseball game through a hole in a fence, and we only see part of the field, part of the game. And what's on the right-hand side and on the left-hand side that we don't see, our mind will make up the story of what may have happened so that we can make sense of the game.
Right.
So we've all grown up this way. Our parents might have had the best intentions, and the people around us might have supported us to the best of their ability. But because as kids, we don't tend to see things as they truly are, we perceive them in a certain limited way. And because of the way that the mind works, first impression is the lasting impression. So we get ideas about who we are, about the world, and how this world functions with us in it. Many of these presumptions or conclusions are just false.
Right.
And we need to update our understanding of ourselves, our belief systems. In doing so, hence the healing process, the healing journey.
In your book, you mentioned the difference between recovery and healing. Talk to me for a moment about that, Avinom.
Recovery has a lot of physical connotations to it, but it's really recovering the self, right? It's really recovering, getting clarity, becoming very clear at what we are, who we really are.
Right.
And again, because most of us have never really paid attention, we all hold a lot of different ideas about ourselves that came from other people. And so we have a distorted view. Recovery for me suggests that we are recovering the different parts that we've disowned over the years. And we all have a good number of those. Every time somebody scolded us, we learned that certain behavior, something about us was wrong or bad, caused people discomfort, pain. And so we disown these parts. And the whole field of psychology called shadow work, Jungian psychology, that's where it comes from. So recovery is about recovering those parts of ourselves into a coherent, cohesive body, so to speak. And then healing is really more of the journey of how we can do that. And they're not necessarily separate. They're just two sides of the same coin, if you will.